Hey Planner Babes, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome if you're coming back. I really love and appreciate you guys so much, and I just told the pets just to, chill zone, no zoomies, 30 minutes, probably an hour and a half, let's be real tops, but they're all three of them are going at it. If you haven't been here before, I have a Newfie St. Bernard dog, and he likes to be the ref between the two cats. They all love each other, I swear. Anyways, I'm really sorry I haven't been here. I've been here. I've been creeping in the shadows. I've been like keeping up with all videos. It's keeping me sane. Everyone's content. Like, thank you so much. Amazing people. And commenting here and there, and like going on IG a little bit there. But I just like the Orlando. The I've spoken a little bit about it before, like my chronic illnesses, and there goes the ice maker. Sorry, my chronic illnesses that I have, and my mental health issues that I have. But I think if you guys want to, I'll do like a video just dedicated to what my health journey has been. Just so like I don't feel like I'm repeating myself or like dragging on or like trying to feel like sympathy or whatever. Like I can just I can just say, if you're curious about my conditions or whatever like that, you can head on over to that video if you want to watch it. So let me know if that would be like a thing or if that would just be kind of weird. I don't want to feel like I'm like looking for sympathy or like trying to what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of support groups, and when people share their stories and everything like that, it's very helpful. I know for me personally. But yeah, anywho's. But basically, that is the main thing that keeps me from doing my videos is my ADHD, like really bad fatigue, and it makes me severely depressed. And then I get anxiety about it, and then I'm like overthinking it, and I'm like, why am I overthinking about it? Like I've always just like kind of done the videos when I feel like inspired to, when I feel talkative. But the thing is that I haven't felt talkative. I've been very recluse. I hope I'm using that word correctly. Over the past few years now, but it's gone extremely bad over the past few months and stuff. And I am reaching out to like a therapist or whatever like that my family doctor recommended to, because like meds themselves, they do help a little bit, but just like some issues and stuff that I have or whatnot. I guess I've spoken to a therapist like twice before, the same one, but when I went, I felt like I ran out of things to say. I just don't like feeling like I'm whining, and I feel like I'm very self-aware, but I definitely don't know how to get out of this, like see the light at the end of the tunnel type of situation. And I'm very blessed. Like just living in, like, let's say I live in Canada. Just living in Canada alone, I feel incredibly blessed for. And I have a roof over my head. I have a wonderful man in my life, fiance. He's got beautiful children that I have wonderful relationships with. I have both of my parents here with me. They live in just a town over, but there's here and everything, like knock on wood, and like I have so much to be blessed for. But it's just if you even have chronic illnesses and everything like that too, when you're sick for a long time, and you've just kind of lost your light, and like I've kind of you don't really feel like you have a purpose anymore and stuff like that. But like the planner community, I have to say, has kind of ignited that feeling of like a purpose recently. So I posted, I wanted to get back into it so badly, and I was just like, do it. So I did a little flip, really long intro, sorry. I'm sure you're bored of just watching my hands look around. I'll kind of turn the planner around so you can get a view while I'm talking. I did a little silent flip, and I posted it on my highlights. Sorry, that's the dog trying to referee on my IG, and I always have it linked below if you want to check it out. It's just Crystal Plants too. And somebody said that they missed my videos. Two people did actually on that post, and if I would do a video on this planner setup, and I was like, holy shit, like fuck, there's some really there is like it like yeah, we are all meant to be here for a reason. And thank you guys so much for all your kind words and just being here. And even if you're not subscribe to me or whatever, just like everyone is so wonderful in this community. I've seen like there's a couple things here and there where I've seen people like message weird things to like other content creators or what have you and stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is, and you know, it's really no sweat off our brow or whatnot. But like 99.9% is absolutely freaking incredible. So yeah, you guys are wonderful. And a quick little saga about my nails. I just spent the last 45 minutes painting them. I actually used this nail polish here. It's by Essie. It's totally fine, totally fine. Sorry if it's really, really loud. I'm gonna like try to like lower that in like editing if I can figure that out. Orlando, lay down. Not by the cats. Dang it, boy. Read the subcontext. But yeah. Anyways, really impatient with nail stuff. Didn't let it last. And I don't know if you guys used to do this in like high school or whatever. Like if you ran your nails under cold water, they seem to like dry really, really fast. So I did that and it turned into like muck. Like it looked like this color but like mud, and it was, yeah, so I just took it all off. And as you can tell, my nails, I have some like really, really nice looking ones, well, longer, and then some really, really geeky looking ones that I've just kind of stubbed out. But actually, they all have, it's age ago, have been the same length, like really long and really, really hard. And it's because I've narrowed it down, and I did a little like experimenting with like vitamins and stuff. I thought it was my calcium that I was taking, but it's actually prenatal vitamins that I'm taking. And I'm not trying to get pregnant right now, but my OBGYN said it's good because I only have one intestine. I only have my small intestine. And Orlando, because I have ulcerative colitis and my bowel perforated, and then I had to have a ileostomy, big J patch. I can go on in another, or if you're interested, in the comment below or whatever like that. I'm an open book. I'm such an open book. I don't mind talking about it all. I had a little shit bag on my stomach for a couple years there and stuff. Like I don't mind it all, but I just don't want to go on and on if you guys already know what I'm talking about. Anywho, yeah. So prenatal vitamins, because I don't absorb things as much. I don't absorb. I have absorption problems. Let's just say that. Of everything that I intake. So I don't know why. Well, whatever's in it's just a regular over-the-counter prenatal vitamin, and yeah, it's just been really helping growing my nails and making my hair thicker, all that good stuff. And it doesn't have any, like, it's not the hair, nails, and skin one or whatever like that. It's just prenatal vitamins. And I'm 34 years old. Hair, of course, dog hair. 34 years old. Have a lot of autoimmune diseases. But my diet's pretty regular. Like I avoid a lot of spicy foods. I don't know. I would double check with your doctor too if you wanted to like try a prenatal vitamin. I think they're pretty okay, but do not take my word for it because I am not a doctor. But they're amazing. Thank you, God, for the doctors and nurses out there. But anyways, and all the hospital staff. Anyways, should we get into it? Holy shit, 7 minutes and 55 seconds. Good stuff, Crystal. Okay. Oh yeah, and I went to IKEA with my dad a few weeks ago, and they like it when I do the videos too. Like they play it on their TV when I'm not there, because it's kind of like I'm there a little bit. It's kind of like, ooh, cringe when I go over and you hear your own voice on the TV. Like, ooh, what's that? But he helped me pick out some things from IKEA, and I ordered a couple things off Amazon to make a little backdrop or whatever. And I actually ordered this. Okay, I have it right here, but it's in a roll still. And it's like it's wallpaper, and it's like a concrete pattern. I don't really like the darker dots in it. There are parts of it that are a little bit lighter, but I rolled it flat on the table, and it had so many creases in it, and I was like, okay, duh. But I didn't think about that beforehand. So Mike, my fiance, he's a carpenter. He brought home a big piece of plywood. So we're going to try laying this flat on the plywood and use ice machine. Sorry, gosh, maybe I should have unplugged that. I need to change the filter in it anyway. But so yeah, if you guys have any tips for like laying down wallpaper flat as a backdrop or even on the wall, I guess let me know. It's self-adhesive too, so I don't have to deal with glue and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of cute. My dad was like bopping around IKEA with me. He's like, what about these? He picked out a little glass. I'm like, no, I don't know, what about these? And okay, so this, guys, is the pocket Filofax Norfolk in almond, and it's real leather. And I actually got this from Amazon, and I freaking got it for, I'm gonna write the exact specs in the description box below, but it was, I believe, I'm in Canada, so it was the Amazon Canada. It was $112 and some change. Yes, I'm pretty sure that was the price, but if I'm wrong, I will correct myself down below. But yeah, it was almost 50% off than the regular price on the website. I believe it's just about 200 or a little bit over $200 on the Filofax Canadian website. And I was like, holy crap. Like, I don't need any more planners, but I love collecting them. They're beautiful. I love collecting them. Whether they're less expensive, whether they're more expensive, just love them. So it wasn't in the budget, but we did her anyway. Sorry, Lisa. And I don't have a pocket size in this brownish, really pretty brownish color. Like, I have a lot of like apricot. I have two apricots, mauve terms, so like more of the undyed look. But I really am kind of like branching out into getting a little bit of more different colors, not just the light nudes. But yeah, so this is still new. But yeah, no, I couldn't believe it, like the price it was. And like I said, she's real leather, and you can see she's pebbled, but she's also very smooth. And I prefer smooth leather, so this was just totally fine for me. And the clasp is a nice size, and it is silver hardware. And then when you open her up, she does have a back pocket that I always forget about because she is quite compact. She has a bit of a stiffer body to her, but she's also squishy, so it's kind of like the best of both worlds. I was quite pleased with that. She didn't she laid them about this, like that, at that angle, when I was trying to lay her flat when I first opened her. So I've been training her. What I do is I just kind of make sure I'm not like pulling at the rings, but I bend the cover back on itself like this, kind of give it a couple little snappy doodle little high five on itself. Way to go, woohoo, yeah, good job. And then we came to home. Okay, anyways, then yeah, so kind of do that, and pretty good, like good enough for me. I usually take my inserts out to write in it anyway. I usually slit them with a pair of scissors, especially for pocket size because it's quite small. And then here's the clasp. It's not, sorry, Orlando. The clasp doesn't adjust. It's sewn into place, and it only has one button. But I'm trying not to stuff her too much, and she's closing no problemo, and it has 25mm rings. So that's what she looks like right now, closed. And then there's a zipper pocket here, which I have nothing in right now. It's quite tight, but you can totally fit stuff in there, like even sticky notes if you wanted to, some cards or whatever. And it's got a little protective leather flap over it, so it doesn't irritate anything that you have up front. It never came with the flyleaf. I've actually never seen a Filofax with a flyleaf. If you have, let me know in the comments. That'd be super cool. Yeah, no, I've never seen a Filofax with a flyleaf before. Like, you know how the mauve terms come with them and stuff like that, and you can get them with the Vanderspecs, and the Gilios do too. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So, but anyway, so it's embossed here. Filofax, the Norfolk, pocket organizer, and real leather, it says. And it's got a long slip pocket here, which I have a calendar card in here. These are actually freebies from Amandaleighplans. I will link the stuff down below that I talk about. She's got amazing, functional, beautiful, aesthetic, clean freebies. And I printed it on a linen paper, and it's business card size. Oh yeah, and the back has a little spot for notes if you want to write it. I usually use my calendar cards year after year, even if it says the wrong year, because I don't really reference them to look at the calendar or the dates. I'll use my inserts for that, so it doesn't bother me if they're out of date. But this one is in date. Extra cool. So I just have her sticking out like that. And just quickly, I have a little ollie clip right here. And this little, this is a magnet clip. So it comes with a little round magnet, and you slip it under wherever you want to go on the other side, so you don't have to puncture your leather. And I got it from Kubo and Lucy. And this card here is from the Rosy Life Planner, and it's got a nice sheen to it. It's really pretty. I love the kind of taupey mauve colors to it. And then if we flip around, just quickly, I don't want to like this video to be like 600 pages long, even though they usually end up that way. But I don't mind long videos. I actually prefer them because, well, I have a lot of time on my hands, so it might be different for a lot of other people, because I know most of y'all are like badass, like super women, doing like a million jobs, mothering and doing all this stuff at once. But for me right now, I've got a little bit more time on my hands because it's hard to get out of the house and stuff like that. So I'll turn on a video, and sometimes I'll just shut my eyes and just listen to it because I don't have enough energy to keep my eyes open. But it's just nice to hear people talk about planners, especially my favies, and I have a lot of favies on here. This is another ollie clip. It's one of their straight line ones. a newer one. These are magnetic, by the way, if you didn't know. And then the pen loop in this planner is elasticized all around, and it fits pretty much a lot because the whole thing is elastic. And this Orlando, please, enough with the tap dancing. Lay down, please. Yes, good boy, good boy. Sorry. If I shut the door in the bedroom with them in there, they would just be like whining and scratching at the door because, you know, they always want to be around. They just want to be involved in everything, which is totally fine. I love it, but I'm sure y'all don't like the extra noise. But so this is a little piece of leather that they put over top, and honestly, this part of the planner is my least favorite because it usually just like ends up like that, laying like backwards, and the inside of the leather is beautiful too, nice and soft, but it just looks a little odd. And because the planner, when you close it, the leather is thick. The leather is quite thick, but she's streamlined. So when you close her, she does have a little girth to her, but she's like compact. But like I feel like you know what? A pen would probably fit pretty okay in there. It might touch on your dividers if you have side divider tabs and bend them a little bit. I usually don't keep pens in my planners because I'm afraid of them leaking, like the ink leaking out and staining anything. So I just have a pen pouch that I always carry or keep beside my planners anyway, and that works fine for me. But I know it's super handy. But anyways, yeah, so that's the only part that I'm like, meh about the planner is this little flap of leather. But I appreciate it to kind of make it, because they're trying to make it blend into the planner, but it just kind of does its thing. But anyway, so there's 4 card slots back here that fit business card size cards, and another long slip pocket you can slip papers into. And then, so I just have some random Deco cards in there, and then I just printed this. I can't remember where I got this. I printed it and then I laminated it, and it was an image that I think it was a freebie, and I uploaded it to Canva, and then I like made the background transparent or cut it out. You can do a lot with Canva. It's super, super fun. It's an editing program. You can use it for free, or you can get the pro version. The free version is super, super like extensive, so you're good with that. But if you're in the community, I'm sure you've heard about it. But if you haven't heard about it, definitely leave a comment below, and I'll go on and on about it. Okay, so finally, right up front, 17 minutes. There we go. I have a Cat Espresso Co. clear pocket, and hers are like basically one of my top 3 favorites because they're beautifully made, really good quality. They are thick, but I like thick inserts. I like thick dashboards. I like thick vellum. It just like makes me feel like it's very thin. Thin can be very, very good quality too, and it's really, really handy if you want to keep your planner as slim as possible. But I'm a 32-pound paper kind of gal, and if I can, and you know what I mean. So I have this, and then these cards in here I made, and I got the inspiration to make these from Amandaleighplans. I will link her below. She's been one of my biggest inspirations for years. I love her content. I'm not a journaler, though, and she's done a lot of journaling the past few years. I still watch it nonetheless, but her planner stuff like really kind of ignited my passion for being creative in it. But so I made this on Canva, and then I just printed it on acetate, and this is a sticky note, and I put it on the back so it looks like a drop sticker, and I just made a daily routine and like a little self-care thing, and I just cut it to size so it fits in these little smaller card pockets, because these obviously don't fit business card size. Like, okay, for example, this is a business card size, and then that's how much extra hang. I think it's about 2 inches. 2 inches by just under 2 inches that I made it, but don't quote me. Go to Cat Espresso Co. I'll link her below, and check out her like pockets, and she's got some other stuff on there too. I love it so much. And then this is from Queen City Designs, and you were able to customize whatever you wanted the white lettering to say, but she's closed her shop down, which is really sad, so I'm sorry about that. But if you look on Etsy for like white lettering acetate vellum, I think there's a lot of shops on there. Like, I could browse Etsy for hours and hours and hours. And then there's a floral vellum underneath with a kind of like a journaling image, and then we go flip it over. Got some more Deco, of course. This is a image from Ode to Self, and they're on Etsy, link it below, and it's just pause. And then underneath I have this other dashboard that I printed on vellum from stickymonsterco, or Stylish and Minimal Co. is her most recent branding change, but I will link it too in the bottom. She's amazing person, so generous, so kind, so talented. I really love all her stuff and her designs and whatnot. But yeah, so I've been using this is like thicker vellum that I got off Amazon. If I have it linked in my Amazon storefront, which again is below or whatnot if you want to check it out. But it's like here, it's quite nice. And I try to print all my stuff on it. But it's for, okay, so $30. This is Canadian, $30 for 90 sheets. So it's not too bad, but I still kind of like cherish every sheet if I can. And I try to like edit as many dashboards that can fit onto one sheet, one 8.5 by 11 letter size piece of paper that I can too, on Canva or on Adobe Pro. But this is another Espresso Co pocket where this was an old freebie from Flora Pipetry. I don't believe you can access these anymore. But I sized it down to fit in here, and then I cut it out, and then this is just an image that I got from Pinterest, which is a great resource, especially for making planner cards. And then this one's an old freebie again, sorry guys, from Ivy Mill Inc. I will link her because I do believe that you can access her freebie still. And then this was just, I can't remember, might have been from Pinterest, but I did print it out myself. This is a dashboard that was printed on linen paper by Stylish and Minimal Co. And then just a sticky note with the image I printed on it, and then another one behind it for layering effect. And then this is one of the newer dashboards from Create with Gabby. Create with Gabby. I'll link it in the description below because it's spelled a little differently, like CreaWgaby. I think I'm saying that incorrectly, but it's kind of close. But again, I will link it. And she has stunning printables, printable stickers that you can cut out on. She only has silhouette files, but I have a Cricut. I've been kind of deeking around on the internet to see if I can turn silhouette files into Cricut cut files, because I really don't want to buy a silhouette machine, but I'm honestly considering it just for her shit. Like, it's so freaking beautiful. And she also has like her dashboards, a lot of them come in an A4 PNG size, and then you can upload it I'm getting too excited. You can upload it to Canva and then resize it to whatever one you need. So I made pocket size, I made personal size, A5 and all that stuff. So this is one of the ones from her newest collections, and it's printed on vellum. And then we get into the table of contents, and I guess I never even explained what I'm using this planner for. Gosh. Okay, so basically, I always have, my main planner is a personal size rings, and I switch up the covers all the time, I switch up the deco all the time, but sometimes I switch up the functionality or the like order of the inserts and stuff, or I'll add a couple in, I'll add a couple out to test things out to see if a new insert will come out. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna try it. It gives me such a huge like dopamine boost or dopamine hit or whatever when I like find an insert that I love and I print it out and I cut it and I punch it. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's like a treasure hunt and you just found gold or gems. But back to what this is for, ADHD, and I'm a little rusty and I'm all over the place. It is basically, it mimics the personal rings, but it's in like a minier size. It's the pocket size. And sometimes I just feel like using a little bit of a smaller footprint, or I don't really need the full length of the personal size. I mean, let's be honest, the width of the personal size I feel like isn't that much more than the pocket size, but it does have the longer width. And if I wanted my planner to be a little bit more portable, I'll just go ahead and freaking change it. Kicker is, I still try to keep my personal rings updated in my weeklies and my monthlies, because I do archive those and I do reference them for years to come, especially just mostly for medical appointments and events that I've gone on. Or if I want to go back and maybe one day I'll freaking journal. One day I'll use one of the 610s that I bought and I've never really used. If you guys have any suggestions on what to use traveler's notebooks for other than schedule planning and like journaling or reusable sticker book, let me know, because I love them so much. And I have a little bit of a tiny collection of them, but I just like just kind of at a loss. Like, I tried putting my week size Crefective paper book, my health book, in there, but it doesn't. It's like the book is quite a bit smaller than the standard, because the TN that would fit the week size is standard, but it's quite a bit longer and a little bit wider than it. Anyways, it's kind of awkward looking, but yeah, if you guys have any suggestions on how you use your TNs other than like the most commonly used ways, please share. That'd be awesome. Basically, this planner mimics whatever is in my personal rings, but maybe even dumbed down to a little bit more of a simpler layout. Like, I don't have any weeks in here because I've been using weeks the least probably lately in the past like couple months. I've been using dailies or just like a regular list insert for my day-to-day planning. Mostly I have a to-do list or like an appointment here and there, but I don't really have a lot of things that need to be scheduled on a timeline. Sometimes I'll want to time block my tasks to try to get my ass on it and to do them. Like maybe even like go another step ahead and set a timer on my phone for them. We'll see, to be determined, to be like shared. But basically, yeah, so I usually always have like an inbox this in the first tab, and what I use my inbox for is to just like brain dump any quick thoughts or ideas that I have that I don't really know where else I could like lay it down in the planner, and it's in like a certain collection or category that makes sense. But here it's just random free for all, and I really love using inbox inserts or any kind of inserts that have like the box style, because I usually have like a little blurb or like a tiny little sentence that I need to write to really have my brain remember what I'm trying to relay in the future. So that's kind of what I have. And this table of contents, by the way, side note, is from Hey Planner Girl Prints. I'll link her below. She's on Etsy. Great stuff. You can actually plug in and edit your own. Sorry, it's a little out of focus there. My hand's whipping around at like G5, G7. I don't know why I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so you can plug in your own words like on Adobe, the free version too, and customize it to whatever is in your planner, which I really love. So yeah, and then these dividers actually came with the planner. Usually Filofax planners comes with a set of 6 side tab dividers, a plastic frosted pocket that is top loading. That's actually a really nice material. I'm not using it right now, but I do have it in storage if I do need to use it. Like you could put like cash in there, receipts, extra cards or whatnot, especially if you're using this as a wallet or what have you. And then it also comes with a whole year's worth of a week on 2 page, which is really handy. But I have so many other weeklies and I'm not really using weeklies in this right now. I have them at the ready if I ever want to like go ahead and just have fun with them. But they did come with that, and they were for the correct year of 2025, and that was on Amazon, so that was kind of sweet. And then it also comes with a ruler, and it came with this one. That's kind of this cool grayish green color. I really like it. I haven't seen Filofax release one in this color before, so I'm digging that. And it also came with, I wrote some stuff down. I'll write everything down below in the description too, because I'm probably forgetting something. But it also came with like a little piece of plastic, kind of like a fly leaf, I guess you could say, that was like over top of the inserts protecting them. And I always keep that because if I just have a dashboard at the front with no like clear pockets to protect it or acetate or anything like that, I'll just put a piece of spare plastic that I have from packaging that I cut down to fit the rings or the Filofax ones that come with it, so that's kind of handy. It also came with a really cool, damn it, I wish I had it. It's a fold out, and it's the entire year. The first, like on the front, is January to June, and it has 1 to 31 days on each month, undated, but it just has the days, no year on it, so you can use it any year, anytime you want. And then when you flip it over, it has the rest of the year on the back, and then you just fold it up and it goes right in here. And so I have that too. I'm not using it right now, but I have it in storage because you can use it anytime, so that was pretty cool. And it comes with like list inserts and some note paper, and I think that's about it. And again, I'll probably remember something later and I'll let you know. But so I just usually on the back of any dashboards or inserts that I don't need to write on, I like to put some sticky notes or print on the back. But lately I've been lazy, so I've just been putting sticky notes on the back. These are from Poi and Hun. And so yeah, so these dividers also came with no text on them, and it's the first time I've ever gotten dividers with no text, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so because then you can use it for whatever you want. I have a label maker, so I label my dividers often, and you can peel them off and switch them. This does have, okay, so this is like kind of a cardstock paper, medium thickness. I think it'll wear over time. I'll definitely get fingerprints on it because my fingers always get inky and stuff, but that's okay. That's my problem. But it has like a little plastic covering over the tab there to keep this part a little bit stronger, so that's good. I feel like if I put a sticker down though, it would rip this plastic though if I tried peeling it up though. But that's just me thinking, and I've thought wrong many times. So yeah, so the first section is inbox. And I don't, sometimes actually in my personal rings, I've been including inbox in my list section because I've been wanting to use less dividers and trying to make it a little bit less bulky. But I'll do a flip of my personal rings soon, I hope. I will try really, really hard because I'm feeling like I'm on a roll a little bit. Maybe I'll do it after this. Who knows if it's not 3 hours long. But yeah, so just inbox. And I only have a couple inserts in here because that's all I need. And then I just cross something off when I've addressed it or completed it or don't need it anymore, what have you. And then I just peel it out because I slit these pages with a pair of scissors like I was saying, so you can pop the pieces of paper in and out without opening and closing the rings. Honestly, I find it really satisfying opening and closing rings. I know it causes wear and tear on them, and it can cause them to like loosen like up over time and then maybe have gaps, but oh gosh, especially on a new planner when it's like they're decently tight, and I just love it so much. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just like go for it and like open and close them as much as I want. Sometimes I'll do it just for funsies. Like I'll do it when we're in the middle of the planner just to show you kind of, you know, if you're into planners, if you have a lot of planners and you've been doing it for a while, you can kind of tell by the ping when it closes about how tight they are. So I'll do that little sample for you. It's weird, isn't it? And this is actually a bookmark or a journal card that's from stickymonsterco that was etched, and it says aesthetic. And I just decided the other day, I was like, why not? I'll just put some hole punches in it, and then I'll use it as like a little bookmark. So I have a little bit sticking over top, and then I just used my hole punch that I got from the dollar store, and it punched right through, no problem. And then I slid it with scissors so I can pull it in and out easy. So yeah, this one's from EU Edits, and this one's from Latua Notes, the insert, by the way. And then this is a plastic dashboard from Catspresso with white florals on it. I love white on clear anything, or like I just like clear plastic stuff like cloth and paper. This was before I was into the planners, but I like seen videos in the past of it, especially on Amandaleighplans, and they do have one offering or two that says inbox right here with the curved, and I love it so much. And it's like this thick glass plastic, but they used to offer a lot more, like with a little balance guy in the middle and stuff like that, and they don't anymore. And I like been commenting on their videos here and there, just like, hey, you know, really good job. Maybe why don't you do a throwback collection? That'd be so awesome. Yeah, think about it. Okay, cool. I'd be there. But yeah, so anyway, so we have that, and then this is just purely Deco. This is an image from, I believe, Create with Gabby, because sometimes when you buy one of her bundles, it comes with a bunch of single image PNGs that you can just like cut out on your silhouette or your sticker maker, or you can like design and like your design imaging and stuff, and then it has like transparent background. So like as you can see, like this background here is not white, it's actually clear because that's how she made the image. So yeah, and I just printed it out on a vellum. This is from Poi and Hunt, and I got it in a little mystery bundle box for pocket size, so I really like it. This is something that I made on Canva that's totally inspired by Elmond Paper Co. I believe it was in 2023 or 2022. She made a freebie in pocket size that looks just like this, but she hasn't made one since, and I think hers was a little bit more gray, but this is totally inspired by Elmond Paper Co. I love her stuff. I'm using her monthlies this year, and they're stunning. I'll show you when we go to my personal rings in a different video. But yeah, so this is printed on a glossy photo paper. So my next section is dailies, because this one I want to access easily. I want to access inbox easy for any ideas, because I'll forget something in a heartbeat. And then I always used to have lists as my second section because it is my most used area. But when you have a kind of a little bit more of a stuffed planner, when it's a little bit more tricky to turn the pages near the front of the planner or the back of the planner, because there's just so much stuff in there. I'm not being very scientifical about it, but yeah, you just try it out and whatever like that, and you'll notice that it's a little bit stiffer, harder to turn the pages. And when you're writing, it's like really bulked up over here and then really tiny over here if I do decide to leave the inserts inside. So if you have a section in your planner that you use the most often, I recommend putting it in the middle of your planner, because that's where everything lays a little bit more evenly, right? It just sense or whatever. So that's where I moved my list in the third section. So the next one is dailies, because if I want to access my schedule really quickly or something that I plan to do on that day, I will write it down in my dailies and I'll want to have that next up. So I'm getting used to it. These are from Paper Test Designs. They are editable. Editable, I hope I said that right. And I fell behind on them, but they come undated except for the numbers here, and then this part is blank, this part is blank, and this part is blank. So when I made a week's worth of these dailies, and I put in the month here. You can write in whatever you want here, but I usually put the month in right here, and then I'll put the year right here, and then I'll put the day of the week right over here. And I love it too because I'll usually put the weather in these boxes, and then it has three beautiful like nude lines for priority. These inserts have been around for so long, you probably have seen them, but if you haven't, I'll just kind of go over them. It's a day on 2 pages, and a nice to-do list with little check marks here, a little notes area. And then I really like this timeline schedule over here because you can use, it goes from 7 to 7, and like you can use your left side for like personal tasks or like things that you want to time, and then you can use the right side for like appointments or errands that you need to go out at a certain time, or your work schedule or whatever. So it's kind of cool. Or you can even use this one side for your schedule and then this side for your partner's schedule or your kids. So I really like it when the inserts have a timeline down the center. But so I only used one day this week because I did go back into my personal, and then I actually ended up using my half letter for a couple days because I wanted something bigger. I just like size doesn't matter, but it does, you know what I mean? All over the place. That's what she said. And then, so I did the 28th, and that was a Friday. And then this is from Cloth and Paper, and it's actually top tab dividers. But I cut easily. You can cut a slit in this plastic, and it's their old glass plastic, which I really like because, again, thicker. I labeled with my label maker daily, and then I use it for my bookmark to like get directly to my insert that I'm using for the day of. Like I said, I printed a week. I'm still going to use these. I'm just going to white out whatever needs to be changed because I don't want to waste them because they're super cute. This is a new one that I got from Haru Plans on Etsy, and it's 2 days on 1 page. I like it because I would just write my priorities right here if I want to like really be focused for the day and like not dick around like doing little tasks that like don't really matter as much as things that I really need to get done, and just have it in my face. These are priority. And then a little spot down here too if you need to do an errand, or if you have an appointment time or a note or whatever you want. And I love it when dailies have little weather icons. Just do. And then I put the date right here, right in like March 2nd 25 Wednesday or whatever like that. Don't know if that was correct, but here we go. Today is actually today's April 2nd, so let's just go with April 2nd. And it's a Wednesday. And then this one's an old one from Paper Test Designs and Planning with Alo. They did a collab. I really like it because it has a nice long timeline and a really long to-do list. This is a really pretty one from KTI Plans. Again, I'll link this stuff in the description box below. I think her shop's on a break right now, but double check. She's got an Instagram too. Really cute stuff. I really love the nude and the circle details and whatnot. And this is from Plan with B. She's got a shit ton of inserts, and they're really, really functional too. I like this one because you can put the time in right here, what you're doing, notes, and then your to-do list. Nice long one. For Pocket, and I really love horizontal inserts in Pocket. So, and then we go to some Deco. That's the end of my dailies. I only have a bit in here. I have a bunch of inserts printed for every section at the ready in a file folder. So whenever I'm running low, I'll just go to the file folder. I know where it is, easily take one out and switch it up so she doesn't get super, super overstuffed. This is an image from Create with Gabby, and I printed this one on acetate, and I think it looks really pretty. This is an old freebie from, whoopsies, the Love Lux Plans. The Love Lux Plan. Here we go. And it's just a self-care, and that's on vellum. And then this is a freebie from EO Edits, and this is an oldie but a goodie, and it's in the pocket size, obviously, but I really like it how she like sized it specifically for pocket, and then it's like it looks a little bit differently when it's sized for personal, you know what I mean, just the little details. It's kind, and then she has a back to it. It says one of a kind. And then this is actually a card holder that I made out of a piece of lamination. So I just ran a 5mm laminator sheet with nothing inside of it through the laminator, and it comes out clear, obviously. And then I just cut it to size, hole punch it, and then I have these business card size adhesive pockets that I got from Amazon, and I just stuck it on. And then I have a card in here from Queen City Designs, and then I layered on the back a card from Queen City Designs too that says just breathe. And then yeah, so it just, I like how the card is just like directly in the middle. I don't have any other holders like that from shops, so I just kind of made that out of that. DIY, I love DIY and planner stuff. And then this is another image from Create with Gabby, printed on vellum. And then my next section is the list. So this is like everything and all. Like I'll have like, this is my, right at the front, I'll have my master, anytime, any day, any year, anywhere to-do list that I need. Everything that I need to get done, I'll add it to this list, and then I'll just cross it off when it gets done, or I'll exit out if I don't need to do it anymore. So I have a bookmark at the end of that list always, so I can add something easily when I think of it or something comes up. And then I have a planner task list for that, like what I said, planner tasks, because I just love doing planner stuff. And if I have like time where I want to be creative or just play my planners but I can't think of anything to do, I can just turn to this list and just choose something to do. And then here's an extension of that list too. And then I need to print more of these inserts, so I have a list for print more of inserts. And then this is another one of the dividers from the cloth and paper 3-tab top tab divider sets, and I labeled lists. And then I have this insert here that says next. So I have my main to-do list, right? My main master to-do list. Some of these are like pretty extensive tasks, or like I guess you could call them projects because there's more than one step if you know the GTD method. Or they're just like things that I'm like, okay, I don't have enough energy for right now. But sometimes I'll make, most days actually, I'll make a list that just says next for things that I feel like my body can handle doing next time I stand up, or next time I open a different planner, or next time I open my phone up. Just things that I could probably get done within the next few hours of that day. So this one usually gets filled up pretty quick and tossed pretty quick. So I have one of those. And then I have, oh yeah, I was just planning for a different planner. Some stuff I wanted to add to it. I already changed it. Another add to planner list. This one's from Peanuts Planner Co. Like it. And then, oh yeah, these lists, by the way, are from Annie's Plans Printables. I'll link it. And they came in a big bundle where you can actually switch the icon to like a heart or even a rainbow, a circle dot that's filled in. I love the drop one, so I use that. And it's got a nice, my writing's like medium size, especially when I'm writing faster, I'll write larger. And or sometimes I'll write like a full sentence like with 2 lines and like a bigger space than I need. So I really like these inserts too, and they're not, her prices are really fair. And if you like printables, I'm mostly a printables girl if you haven't noticed. And then to contacts is a to contact list, so people and places that I need to call or email, which is long. And then this is a waiting on insert from Perfectionism Prints, link it too. But it was part of her GTD bundle. I don't really use the GTD method that much, but I use these inserts kind of like on their own in like pretty much the way they were intended for, but like kind of like sporadically here and there. So I'm waiting on like a psychiatrist appointment. I'm waiting on a sleep study at University of British Columbia. I'm waiting on a new urologist. Basically all medical shit in my life. So I'm going to fill this out so I don't forget. I have really bad brain fog too. If I'll speaking of brain fog, it just kind of like made me like fog over. But Murphy's Law. So anyways, basically what it says, waiting on, I'll put the date there that I add the thing to the list. I'll put who I'm waiting to hear from, any little details, and then I don't really ever need to fill out the do section, and then follow up, whatever. But it's basically these 3 columns. And I've even used obviously just a regular like list for it, but I had these inserts, so I was like, hey, let's do this thing. And then I have a list for needs, wants, let's be honest. And then I have another to buy list from Penis Planner Co. And then I have another things to buy list from My Minimal Planner. I wanted to condense this and categorize it to actually like needs and then actually like wants list. So that's to do whenever I want to. And then these lists are from Filofax. So these are what they look like that come with the planner. I really love them. Just like the big circle check mark, and then the nice wide space to write in, and then a little title area so you can title whatever your list is about. And then these were the newer ones that came with it, and they have a note section at the bottom. Honestly, I like this too. I would prefer the list to go all the way down, and I really love this area right here that like you can write what the list is about. Obviously, you can write anywhere what the list is about too, but it just looks really neat with the little circle, with the little oval thing there. Yeah, you know. So, but definitely still gonna use. And then, so that's the end of my list section. And then, like I said, so I have a couple of spares in here to use when need be. But then I also have a bunch more cut in a folder ready to grab at the ready, I guess. Sound of the alarm. This is a plastic frosted inbox dashboard cover from the Royal Planner. They're a UK-based company. I haven't seen their shop active in a while. I hope they do come back because I really like their stuff. They're good quality, aesthetic. Like anything can be aesthetic, right? I want to say aesthetic, like my kind of like favorite is aesthetic. I have a lot of different styles that I really like though too. You go through seasons, right? But like I said, anything with white and clear, dang. And then, so this is a card from Queen City Designs, that shop that is also closed down, unfortunately. But it came with the to-do stamped on there, or I don't know what it's UV printed or whatever, but it's on there really nicely. And then I made these. This is inspired by Amandaleighplans. She was the first one ever to make something like this card, and she calls it the task card. And where basically you can use any page flags you want, and then I use my label maker to make these little reminders for things to do. She has a website called Casavici, and really cute stuff, really good quality. I'll link it below too. She has a YouTube channel as well. I don't know if she's made a video in a while, but like I've gone back and watched her videos like over and over and over again. Really functional ideas, great ideas, and really cute too style. So yeah, I'm sure again, if you're in the planner community, I'm sure you've heard. But I'll link. In a plastic clear pocket. Camera shaking. Is from Plan Exto, which is another UK based shop, and I do believe they are still selling. So I really like their clear pockets. They have great bundles too for like if you buy a pocket, or if you buy a bundle for pocket size, you can buy a bundle for A6 size, I believe. A bundle for personal size and A5 too. I will link them below. I've made a couple orders from them. I'm in Canada. Took a little while to get here, but I'm really used to that, so I don't have any expectations really for shipping. And their prices are fair, even with the currency exchange. I just like planned ahead for that. And yeah, no, I really like their stuff. And they have like cute sticky notes and dashboards and stuff too. So this is a printable from the Neutral Planner. She's on Etsy, and it came in a bundle of these beautiful line art florals pretty much. And there's some Christian prayers too on some of the inserts if you're into that. And then this is from HRH Handmade on Etsy as well, I believe, based in the UK. I just made like a pretty big order years ago, and her vellums, most of them I believe come in just like an A4 size sheet of paper, and then you can cut them up to whatever you want them to be, whatever size you want them to be, hole punch them. You can really use them in any way that you want, and her stuff has held up so well. Like this is white foiling, and there's like barely or like even any like parts chipping off or anything like that. And yeah, it's just quite beautiful, and she's really beautiful acetates and stuff too, so I'll link that in below. This is in a Catspresso pocket with images that I found on Pinterest. Yep, there too. This is a Poi and Hun dashboard. And then we go into my notes section. Oh shit. Okay, I forgot to say at the beginning too. These section covers, I love section covers, are from Back to Basics. They're not selling right now on Etsy. Oh fuck, my nails look really yellow with this lighting and this against this planner, but I swear they're not that yellow in person, or maybe they are. Maybe I should start a manicure like Sinking Fun or something. I'm trying to get into like Sinking Funds and cash stuffing for the 1000th time, but like we'll see. Anyways, always good to point out that kind of stuff, right? Oh well, who cares? And then so this is section covers. They came in a bundle. But like I said, not selling unfortunately. But if you're feeling like creative or a little bit like you're inspired, hop on Canva, make an image to the size of your planner, and then just like have at her. And like they have so many fonts on there, lines, shapes, even like images that you can use and stuff. And especially if it's for your own personal use, just have fun with it and stuff. So this is my notes section, and I just have a bunch of different note paper in here. Usually I have my notes and my lists together, but I was trying to use this planner as more as a in the moment, need to write brain dump, pretty much a brain dump planner that I can reference any appointments that I have coming up to. So brain dump daily tasks, brain dump to-do list, brain dump any like friggin' like ideas or like sketches or like mind mapping that I want to do on like grid paper. So I just have a section for that to access really easily. And yeah, so basically I just have, this is from Paper Test Designs. This is a freebie from Planner Room Shop. Oopsies, I'll link it below too. It's kind of cut off there a little bit, but yeah, it has a bunch of different sizes too in this grid paper. And then, so I just have a little few sheets there because I don't use it as much as my list, but I still do like to use it, especially when, like I said, I'm on a phone call and I don't want to be neat. I'll just write sideways information or anything like that. Or if somebody wants to use a piece of paper, I'll usually give them a piece of notes paper because that's kind of more commonly used for like quick in the moment thoughts. If I gave them a list, they'd probably be like, they probably wouldn't give a shit, let's be honest. But okay, this is what goes through our planner people's heads, right? Overthinking paper, but we love it. So this is an image I believe that I found on Pinterest, and I copied it onto Canva, and I had to like edit the sides a little bit to like edit some things out, or I believe so, and I printed it on vellum. This is a image from that I got. You can download stickymonsterco or stylish and minimal co. You can buy printed dashboards and everything, dividers, etched, bookmarks, beautiful good quality tabs, so much stuff. Or you can buy some printables. So I bought printables as well, and that's what I did there. But this is one of her printed ones, and oh my gosh. So it's beautifully thick. It's velvety smooth, and like the design is so beautiful and minimal. I just love it so much. And then even the back is all smooth and stuff too. There, of course, I got my hands are sweating a little bit because it's been a minute, and but I'm loving it. So I hope you're loving it or liking it or tolerating it. If you're even still here, that's cool. I honestly would do these videos. I have done these videos before, just like making them for like, no, if you go back into my archives, they're not even really archives, it's just like my earlier videos from like even high school. Bloody weird. Just bloody weird. I mean, little weirded out if you want to be, but go ahead. But just having fun, living life, bloody weird. But I can't take them down because they're definitely a moment in my life that is so me. And when I was more healthy too, it just reminds me of like all the little funness I could get into, or get my friends into that they didn't really sign up for. And then here's another task card that I made out of a label maker, page flags from Queen City Designs, and another pocket holder that I made with a piece of lamination and an adhesive pocket. And this is an image from Create with Gabby, and printed this one on vellum. And then this fifth section here is my calendar, and it's very slimmed down. I have basically a year at a glance from Planner Room Shop. It came in a bundle. And then these are from Perfective Paper. I really loved them because I wanted to use these when I'm using a slimmer planner or like a slimmer setup instead of having a bunch of monthlies in here, because it takes up less paper, obviously. But I was running into the problem that I had with some of quarterly, basically I believe these are called future logs or quarterly inserts, that there was only a little, like, they would have the calendar here, and then there would be a good amount of space of lines, but I like to add in the holidays as well as my appointments and events in here too, because I'm so bad at remembering what holidays land on which days or even which months. So it was filling up really, really fast and I was running out of room. I really love that style and I still use them. But when I'm using a planner setup that I have that I really want to have just really minimal kind of calendar, schedule, agenda inserts in here, I love these ones because even though it only has 2 months on one page and the other ones usually have 3 months, there's a huge list where you can fill in dates of anything that you want. So, and I bought the dated ones from Perfective Paper. I really love her shop and I really love her bound book too. So I have that and I have the whole year in here because I don't keep, like I said, holy shit, that is a lot of dog hair. Should we part with it, guys? Should we just, it's not like I don't have 500 other sticky notes that I could replace it with, but like, damn, and it's like even getting like scuffed up there. Like you can see, you know what? I'm gonna grow up, and I'm gonna say, I don't even know if you're okay for recycling. You might need to go right into the trash because that is nasty. Thanks, Orlando, for that. Don't get up, Bubba. You're good. You're good there. That's my dog again, if you forgot. But yeah, so again, now that that's taken care of, damn. I'll replace that later because, you know, white backs, that's totally fine. I have the full year in here of that. And it's, like I said, for the pocket size, it's 3 sheets. And then for printed front and back. Then I have a little bit of Deco in here, a beautiful dashboard from Made Paper Co. You can buy it printed or printable. And I printed this one on vellum. And then I have behind it, the company used to be called Onyx Paper Co., but they are called Ode to Self now. I had one of their dashboards shown previously in this setup that says pause. Ode to Self, I'll link it. But yeah, so I have that laid over this, and I just thought that looked quite nice. And then I have it over some monthlies. So I do have a couple monthlies in here. I just have like 3 at a time. And I have my last top tab in here that says monthlies. And these are awesome. I wrote a little note here too so I can remember saying it actually in the video. That these are from a shop on Etsy called bigrelldesign. I'll link it below. Most of their inserts, or all of their inserts, are editable. Where you can change whatever words in there if you want. The dates, these are undated, and these are monthlies, and they're a tri Foldout, so you have a ton of room on a pocket insert, which is so amazing. And then you can even on the back, you can customize. They have, this shop has options where you can change this into like just regular lines, checklist, or grid. So I chose to do a checklist, 2 checklists here because I love my list, and then a grid over here for notes. And then you can write titles in each one. I didn't need to write anything over here because I don't know what I'm going to use this for yet, but there's a list in here, and I wrote, you can edit this too. I wrote master lists for the month. I have not finished filling this, transferring everything over or migrating from March, that's for sure, but I will continue doing that. And then I wrote on the back more for master lists because I usually end up filling up a couple lists. And then yeah, so I have room for like shopping lists or notes where I need to like write an address down or something like that. And then I slid it too so I can pull it in and out easily because super bumpy and awkward if I wrote on the strap here. No problem though. I love Foldout and pocket. I love Foldout in like all sizes, but especially in pocket because look at the size of these boxes. Like, okay. What can I compare it with? Okay, let's just go with that business card size calendar card from the front. And then if you're familiar with pocket, it's 3.25 inches width, I believe, and 4.75 inches for the height. And then, so this is a business card size, and you can see that, oh my gosh, wow, that's so cool. Like the height of it equals 3 squares. Exactly. So business card size is 2.5, no, 2 height, so 2 inches. Oh my gosh, here we go. Math. I failed math in high school. I only did the bare minimum to graduate with my math. That's for dang sure. And I never visited again. But anyways, so this is 3.5 inches long, 2 inches high. So 2 inches divided by 3 is, holy shit, I have not had enough anything to figure that out right now. Is you can do the math, right? I'm filming on my phone, but basically I think you get the gist of it. It's pretty decent size instead of having just like a month on 1 page or like even a month on 2 pages. Basically, like these inserts a lot. This comes, you can change what you can write like dog, cat, fish in here if you wanted to, but obviously like I wrote the day of the week, and so you can write Sunday to Monday in here, or I like to start the week on a Monday. Just makes more sense in my brain. So I wrote Monday to Sunday, and I made it all lowercase just for like kind of like a little design effect. And then up here I wrote, this comes blank too. You can write in whatever you want. So I wrote April in all uppercase, 2025. Did that straight line. What is that called? Straight line. I know this is called like a slash. What is this called? And then I put chapter 4 in there for the 4th month, just to be cutesy. And then you can also write, like type on the computer in each box, like pretty much you can fill the whole box up with text. So I put in anything that is solid, like any birthdays or holidays, typed in before I printed it out on this specific day. You do have to number them by yourself too, though, because the whole month is undated and like totally blank for you to edit. But it was not a big deal. If you like printing and doing your own inserts, I'm sure you wouldn't mind it, especially if you get to like have this fold out this size of calendar for pocket. And then I just wrote in with my pen or whatever's going on for like events or like bills coming out, and then I just did a little bit of highlighting here and there just to whatever. And then yeah, so that is my monthly concluded. Like I said, I have 3 months in here. This is May, and then I have June in here, like so. And yeah, so that is my monthly section. So there's not a lot to it. And then we're finally 1 hour and 49 seconds, 50 seconds, 51 seconds. Woo! Here we go. And I don't think I'm really gonna edit it, knock on wood. I'm not the best at editing, so I try just to film it all in one go. But here we go. So this is the cloth and paper clear dashboard that I was talking about, that's made out of like decently thick plastic that has inbox and an arch there. I really love it. I think they still sell it, please don't quote me, but that's what it looks like. And then I have it layered over top of this card pocket holder. This one is actually from Plan Exto, that UK-based shop I was telling you about, where you can buy like a pocket bundle and get like a pocket dashboard, clear pocket holders, sticky notes, whatever in it. I'll link it below again. I really like the shop. And theirs are a little bit thinner, which is the same good quality as Catspressico, but just a tad thinner. And I think their pockets are a little bit bigger as well. So there are some slight differences, and I love them just as much. I really do. So this is another task card that I made. I just cut some lamination out into the size of this that would fit into here, and I used some page legs and then my label maker. Sorry, getting all defocused. And then this is an image from Pinterest. This one's from an old freebie from Flora Papeterie or Maria Plants. And then here is another image from Create with Gabby. This is one of her older collections, but I do believe it is still available on her website. Printed that on vellum. And then my last and final section is finances, and this is just like a mini itty bitty like little snapshot of like things that I might need to look at on the reg or like jot down on the regular or frequently. So I don't have these filled out because there are a couple things that I wanted to keep private, but I'll just quickly explain how I use them. They're pretty self-explanatory too. These inserts I've kind of hand-picked through all the ones that I've purchased and bought, and I think these are the ones that I really like for this size of planner in here. So this is from Perfective Paper, and it's an expense tracker. So I really like this one because it has the term there, because I get paid twice in 1 month, and then but the paydays land on slightly different days every month, and they also so slightly different days every month, and then they are quite close together. They're about a week and a half apart, but sometimes they end up being 2 weeks apart or what have you. And then so I can't technically call it bi-weekly because it's not like I go like 3 weeks without a paycheck, and then I get paid in the middle or ender of the month, and then close to the very end of the month too. So the term is where I put the date that I got paid, and then I do a dash, and then I do it up until the next payday. So this is everything that I spent on from this one specific payday here, and I'll put the date too, and then I'll put how much I got paid on that paycheck. And then the budget here, I'll either put what I got paid, or I'll put the current balance of my checkings account, because I use these basically just to track whatever is in my whatever I use my debit card for, my checkings account. Most of my bills come out of there too, so it's easy to look back on my phone and then write it all down, because again, I'm a really big analog person. Phones kind of stress me out a little bit, but like, can't live without them, can't live with them, can't live with them, can't live without them, you know what I mean? But so yeah, and then you have a spot for the date, whatever transaction, or like usually it's a withdrawal, let's be honest, was done, the description of what I did, insert planner, store, Amazon, bill, subscription, whatnot, and the amount that was taken out, and then the remaining balance in my account. So I really like that. So I'll use one of these, or however many of these sheets I need for one payday, just to kind of like, because sometimes I can just like kind of be all over the place. Let's be honest. Like sometimes I'll spend too much and I don't realize it. Because you're just like, pay now on Amazon or whatever, and then you're coming close up to a payday, and you're like, holy crap, I don't know if I have enough for this bill or whatever like that. So just to like stay on track a little better, I want to log everything that I'm spending. I've tried to do this many times over the past couple of years, but like, we're trying again. And then this is also another expense tracker, which is kind of cool, and I'll use this if I use my credit card or if I use any cash. This one probably rarely ever, because I don't really use cash ever. I don't leave the house that much enough to use cash that much. So it'll be mostly like on my Visa or my MasterCard. So it's basically the same thing there. And then I have this bills tracker, and what I like to do in every planner is have just one page, and I write just my general overview. So I write down every single bill that comes out during 1 month, and the cost of the bill or subscription, just any kind of like bill or subscription that's coming out. And I'll write my variable like bills down here too, because like my phone bill like changes some months, and like I'll change different months by how much I'm putting on each credit card sometimes, you know what I mean? So I just have a couple variable bills, but most of them are fixed bills. So I just use this as a snapshot, just to, if I can't remember what day a bill is coming out on, basically I'll just look at this quickly. And then I like to total it up too, just to remind me like, damn girl, life is expensive, just chill. And then this is a budgeting freebie. This is from Infinite Lotus, sorry. Haru Plans, if I didn't say it, and Perfecta Paper. And I've filled these inserts out, and I've tested them for a couple weeks now, so I know I do like them. So that's why I have them in this planner that's kind of like put together as like my go-to smaller, if I want to use it, for all the inserts that I know that work. And then, so this is actually a monthly budget like overview from Amandaleighplans, and it's a freebie, and she has so many different sizes. And what I like to use this one for is if I want to budget a paycheck out, if I'm having some extra expenses come out of my paycheck that I don't usually have, but I need to tally everything up, I'll write down like my fixed expenses that are coming out of that paycheck. And then I'll write down the variable expenses, like let's say I'm having whatever, just like an extra if I'm needing to buy like renew my insurance that month for the year, would be an extra expense. So, and then I'll write down the income, usually it's just one there for my paycheck. And then I wish I could fill up all these lines, but I mean, I could. I just gotta, work at it. Anything's possible, right? But anywho, and one thing at a time, right? Let's just get the health under control. And then savings. I'm trying to pay off my debt, so not a lot is going into savings right now. I have some credit card debt, just from consumer credit card debt, and I have a little bit of debt from another consumer credit card from Best Buy that I bought a gaming desktop to play Diablo for. If you play Diablo at all, let me know. It's so awesome. I really love Diablo 2. That was probably my favorite, I'm not like a huge gamer, so I don't know all the lingo and stuff. Actually, my ex got me into the Diablo, but it really stuck for me. And also too, if there's any other games that, I don't know. Now I'm going off a tangent. I can just do the research, right? There's so many games that you could suggest. But anyway, so Diablo 4, let me know. I'm always a sorceress because I'm a wannabe fairy elf. And then, so basically if I need to do some calculating pretty much and figuring out what is going to be coming out of my account for that paycheck that is different from my fixed variable bills, I'll use this insert. And it has notes on the back, which is nice. And then this is another insert here too, where if I am just, you can use this for a lot of different things. So it's from Lay Minimal. It's from Etsy. I'll link that too. For a paycheck. So you can put your payday here, your opening balance, what you got paid, and then what the total is that is in your account to be able to spend or have bills taken out of or whatnot. And let's just say I want to do a little bit of an Amazon shop. And I know after all of my bills are subtracted, I have a certain balance left. With that payday, I will write down my shopping list here, the amount, basically a shopping list that I can add up and tally at the bottom and subtract to figure out what's going to be left in my account or if I can even afford it. Or I'll use it for, again, if I'm having unexpected bills or payments or IOUs, IOUs or whatever coming up, I'll write it in here, tally it up. It's just another way I can visualize math too. And this one's a little bit of a quicker, simpler insert that you can use if you're kind of in a hurry or if you just don't want to like deke around with a whole bunch of other things. Like I'm not really saving right now, so if I don't feel like using that insert, I can just use this to tally up what's going to be coming out of my paycheck and what my balance is going to be. And then last but certainly not least, and this is definitely not blank in my other planners, I have to copy over the information for my wish list, is a wish list. So I am going to write on this one because this is kind of like my planner that I can grab where I actually have everything in here that I kind of need to know, plus a few extras, like I was explaining before. So I will write kind of like maybe like my Amazon needs in here, or my like grocery list even, or like my Walmart list. I have a couple, or my home needs. I think I'm going to write my home needs on this one because there are some things that I want to invest in for the house that aren't going to be like right away, but I do want to have them at the forefront in case I have a little bit of extra money I can put into that place to budget for, or team up with my partner and we can attack it and get it. You know, the whole 80-20% situation or whatever what have you. It depends. I always try to be 50-50, but you know. So he's amazing. So, but yeah, I like to, basically I'm the one who likes to buy little geeky things for the house too. Like I want to buy us new lamps for our nightstands. Not necessary. We have some pretty shitty, low quality light, but it's light. So just like a future wish list, ADHD workaround. And then we come to the back. Then I always have a page lifter at the end of my planners. This one's from Amazon, and it's basically just a piece of plastic that you can put at the end of all your inserts to keep them from curling up when you close your planner. See, when you close your planner, it kind of just slips the inserts forward, and so this part isn't getting all curled up and bent. But if you don't have like a piece of plastic or something behind to end your paper inserts, they kind of start like bending like this and get all crumpled a little bit. Not necessary, but it really is nice to have, and pretty inexpensive from Amazon. You can buy like personal size, I believe, in A5 and stuff too, and there's lots of beautiful shops that sell them for inexpensive as well, like May Paper Co. is really, really good and whatnot. And then in the back, like I already showed you. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to take any more of your time for things that I'm not going to repeat myself like I haven't already 50 million times. But I guess this is the end of it. And like I had a really good time, and like I really appreciate you for being here and listening to my crap and like looking at this. Like I enjoy setting up. I enjoy the creative aspect of planning so much. You do not need any deco. You do not need one piece of vellum. You do not need one planner card in here. You don't even need dividers. You don't need anything. Like you can just use a friggin' notebook if you want to. But if you want to, if it's in your means, if you can spend a little bit of extra time because you want to, not because you feel like you have to, because all planners are beautiful. They're all, whether they're functional, whether they're just pure for deco and fun. I love them all personally. So I have no judgment at all to anyone. And I am the last person to be throwing judgment out. By the way, for the amount of planners that I have and that I've flipped through and stuff like that. But I kind of like that aspect on my channel where I can set up a planner even just for fun because it's the only thing I can mentally do that day. that brings me a bit of peace, a bit of happiness, and isn't too strenuous. It's like sometimes it's strenuous, like decision fatigue, but like that is totally okay. But you know what I mean? Just like using your hands and like sorting through papers, taking a little break with your eyes if you need to here and there. But like I just, it brings me, like, it calms me down sometimes too. So, and I really love some of the setups that I do just for the deco purposes. And if I love looking at other people's planners for inspiration too, in all forms. So I'm gonna try to, because there's been a lot of setups in the past few months that I've done and that I've dismantled because I've gone to another planner that I really really loved, that I really wish I filmed, because I can't remember how the setup was, but I think some people would really enjoy it because I really enjoyed it. But that's okay. There's always tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to get back into like not putting pressure on myself to have a huge functional like setup with a ton of really original ideas that I can share with you. I mean, I would love to, and I always like to try to share whatever I can. But you know what I mean? Like sometimes I put that pressure was weighing on me, and so I was just like, shit, I don't really have that much anything interesting to share, so I'm not going to share it all. But hell, I'm just going to try to come back on here, flip, even if it's just literally deco and not one bloody insert. I hope that's okay, and if it's not, that's totally okay too. Thank you again for being here, and I need some water stat, and the pets have calmed down. I've put them to sleep. I hope I didn't put you to sleep. And I will say goodbye for now, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Thank you for everything. Love you guys very, very much. Very much. Okay, bye for now. Happy planning.